All right, Carl and Brendan here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short. Hey, we're looking at some of our favorite, most liked, interesting tracks of the year. It's the end of the 2024. And yeah, Brendan's choice this time, pulling out a black metal track all the way from Canada. It's Hell as Other People from their, oh, full length, I was going to say debut, but it's not debut written there. Is that Moray? Is that
Um,
Moray? Is that Moray, do you
uh,
reckon?
Possibly, yeah. This one was I struggled with. It's like Moira, Moire,
Hmm.
Moirae for anyone else who
Well,
wants to try pronouncing it.
it's a word. Yes. So do you want to give us a bit more detail about this one?
Yeah, so I mean, just to come through, like not a band that I would pretend I knew much about before it kind of come in my way. So they're a post-black metal band. That you could probably chuck other things into that as well, like just to try and like expand it out. So, they've been around a little while, like 2014,
Mhm.
when they sort of first came out. But they've, from what I kind of got from them and listened to reading up on them a little bit, is they've kind of evolved quite a bit over the time, sort of initially starting out as a hardcore act, then adding more black metal influences, and then over time kind of moving into, in their own words, long form songwriting inspired by artists such as Garia. So I
Ah,
think, but so anyway, but to me, I think that you kind of get a bit of that mix on the way through, which is why I think you could probably say I would post black metal with hardcore touches, although that's lessening as time goes by. So, there's it's not their first album. They've had a couple out, a couple of demos, a couple of EPs. It's been 7 years since the last one though, so there was like a kind of burst of things quite early in the career, then a gap, which I guess was their changing and transitioning into what they are now. So they're a three-piece, um, let's say Canadian, 5 tracks on the album, but it is long form songwriting, so it's 5 tracks, but the album's still 40 odd, 45, 46 minutes
yeah.
long, if I remember correctly, something like that. I thought it was really, really strong. I enjoyed it a lot. It's one of my favorite albums of the year. Listened to it regularly, and it was another 10 out of 10 for me. Uh, Probably have other favorite song on the album, but this is the one that's available to us on YouTube. So it's still a very strong song, so I'm more than happy to listen to it.
We use what we can on the tube.
Yeah.
I don't think this is an official video either. I think it's just the album cover. But yeah, let's get into it. It's 6 minutes and 43 seconds. So in three, two, one, go. I don't want to say it's predictable, but like I knew that bit was going to come. Just almost immediate, like jump in. Very familiar. Yeah, this is one of those songs clearly from an album that's where it's almost not luck based, but like well it is a bit who got there first or who picked this up in the email when it first came around. I haven't touched my Transcendent Obscurity records this year actually, so I probably may not have even got to it by that. But the fact that you got to it when I as much likely as you were to fall in love with this, because this is pretty much everything I like. I am huge into atmospheric dark black metal, post black metal, and that side of things massively so. So this comes very easy. Like this appeals to me very easily.
Yeah.
Because you are getting this wonderful harshness of black metal that is traditional in style and very recognizable structurally as well, even how the song is built and how it plays out with the occasional surprise here, such as at the end there with that sort of very long, drawn out, almost guitar soloing to a degree, which was a bit of a
Yeah.
surprise and a nice refresh because there is a sense of almost not zoning out. That's the wrong word because that comes, I think, with negative connotations. You zoned out, you were bored. No. It's I don't know, is it mesmerizing the right word? I'm just
Like
slipped into a
I
state
was
of
kind of like you're
mind.
bedding, more like you're bedding into it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
You're just there at one with it, and you're like, yeah, okay, vibing.
Wrong term for a band that dark and black,
Mm,
but like it's a comfortable bed that I'm sinking into when I'm after a tired day at work, and it's warm in the bedroom, something's on the TV, I've eaten, so I've got a full belly, and I'm just sinking in the bed. But it just happens to be freezing cold because this is a freaking icy black metal band. I mean, it
mm.
doesn't work. But yeah, so like all of that, it's like I don't want to go as far that like because I think like the danger when you always start describing everything as atmospheric and post and all that is it kind of goes one way or another. Like it is still black metal to me. It still leans more to that than any other aspect, and it still has a roughness and a rawness that I associate with that style of music. It just so happens the melodies and the fact that it does have like thick layers of atmosphere that makes me think of it in that sort of layered way rather than just saying, "Hey, that's a black metal track." But at its core, that harshness in the guitars, the harshness with the drum beats, the harshness of the vocals, all of that like that's an icy wind that's chilling me to my bone that I'm getting more than anything else. But it is conjuring up these images, and that's what I really like as well. I don't know anything about this band, but based off that one particular track, I know I love them. I know that's exactly what I want to hear. It's music like this I've always enjoyed. You are right. You talk about what they might have been influenced by, the likes of Garia and stuff like that. But the influences are clearly wider as well because this is not.
Yeah.
I think back to smaller bands that I've always enjoyed over the last bands like Waldflüster from Germany, the atmospheric black metal that they do. This is all in the same ballpark, and I've always thoroughly enjoyed it to such a degree. There's nothing new, fresh, or like world beating in the sense that it's going to have the major metal publications turning their head and calling them the next big thing. But as a really great band doing this music at its like the height, and clearly if this is what they pivoted to, they're really enjoying it. Then we're all fucking winning. That's an incredible song. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I said, I think, everything that you said is like what I got really from it listening to it, and it's just, I don't know, like you don't know, we often say it, but you don't have to like always change the game or break new ground, you
of
can
course.
just do good stuff, And I think musically, as an album and this song, they're a strong band. They're worth like kind of keeping an eye on and taking note of because like the album is as strong as this. And like I said at the beginning, this isn't even my favorite song on the album.
Mm,
Um, I think there's a lot to like there. I think it's easy to listen to when you like this style of music. It'll fit comfortably. It does create an atmosphere. It isn't bright and sunny. It's not meant
yep.
to be.
No.
It's genuine, but yeah, I think it delivers. I
Yeah, I
think when you
mean,
can kind of get 7 minutes into it, well, almost 7 minutes into a track and just be comfortable with it. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
If it carries on for another 2, 3 minutes, you still be comfortable with it. It's like, yeah, this is fine. You know?
I don't think there's no underplaying the bleakness either. I mean, it is a band called Hell Is Other People. They are. It's not. They're not here to sing about rainbows and unicorns and shit like that.
Unless they're all being burnt to death in an apocalypse, then maybe.
There is that. It's a shame they're Canadian, and because
Harsh.
well,
Sorry.
I meant in the sense that we are very unlikely to ever realistically get them over this country,
Yeah.
based off size and stuff like that. But hey, you never know. We might get lucky and they come over here and tour with someone, because I'd love to see this sort of music. It's just too in my wheelhouse. Like, I know I've got an open mind and I've got wide taste in genres and all that, but I also know there are a few that sit separate to everyone else. And it's like if you're in that ballpark, you're in that wheelhouse, you and I will be friends, and I'm likely to at least appreciate what you're doing, even if I don't necessarily love it. But I do love
Yeah.
that as well as appreciate it.
That's cool.
Bates by Hell Is Other People. What do you reckon? You got any thoughts on this one? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.